the jumps on the wall. Jumps acting ill cause they're full of 8-ball. Gunshots raised out like a bell. I grabbed my 9, all I heard was...
Some songs conquer the world despite every critic, every tastemaker, and every reasonable person insisting they had no business doing so. The gap between terrible and triumphant turned out to be surprisingly thin. These are 10 awesomely bad songs that somehow became global hits. Number 10. We Built This City by Starship. In 2004, Blender magazine ran a feature called The 50 Worst Songs Ever. To qualify, a song had to be a well-known hit. We Built This City landed at number 1, with editor Craig Marks noting the choice was nearly unanimous. The song was co-written by Bernie Taupin, the legendary lyricist behind Elton John's greatest hits, alongside Martin Page, Dennis Lambert, and Peter Wolf. The premise was a defiant anthem against corporate rock. The execution sounded like the most corporate rock ever recorded. The single topped the Billboard Hot 100 and reached number 1 in Australia and Canada, earning platinum certification in the UK. In a 2012 Vanity Fair interview, Grace Slick simply said, "Oh, you're shitting me. That's the worst song ever." Even the woman who sang it could not defend it. The song has since racked up over 136 million YouTube views. Somebody, somewhere, keeps pressing play. Number 9. Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus. If you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, he might blow up and kill this man. The Oak Ridge Boys had initially planned to record the song but changed their minds. Country star Travis Tritt publicly criticized it, calling it frivolous and worrying country music would become a you-know-what wiggling contest. Weird Al Yankovic parodied it and donated his songwriting proceeds to United Cerebral Palsy, later explaining that both he and songwriter Don Von Tress felt the song was mean-spirited. It became the first single to achieve triple platinum status in Australia and the country's best-selling single of 1992. In the United States, it peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and topped the Hot Country Singles chart, becoming the first country single certified platinum since Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton in 1983. His debut album, Some Gave All, spent 17 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200, the longest such streak in the SoundScan era. One song, one mullet, 17 weeks. You can tell the world you never was my girl. You can burn my clothes apart. Number 8. Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
Like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Let me hear you.
Originally the B-side to Vanilla Ice's cover of Play That Funky Music, the single gained traction when disc jockey David Morales started spinning the flip side. The song samples the iconic bass line from Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie, who received no credit or royalties until the song had already become a hit.
To the point, no. Cooking MCs like a pounder. Burning them, they ain't quick and...
Van Winkle claimed the melodies were different because of one extra note. The world disagreed. It became the first hip-hop single to top the US Billboard Hot 100, also reaching number 1 in Australia, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Ireland, the UK, and Germany. The album To the Extreme spent 16 consecutive weeks at the top of the US Billboard 200 and was certified 7 times platinum. Years later, Vanilla Ice disclosed he paid $4 million to acquire the publishing rights to Under Pressure. One expensive extra note.
Check out the hook when my DJ revolves it. Let me hear you!
Number 7. Macarena by Los del Rio. 3 chords, 1 repeating chorus, and a dance a toddler could master. Spanish duo Los del Rio recorded Macarena in 1993, but it was the 1995 Bayside Boys remix that detonated globally. Critics found the song relentlessly vapid, and a 2011 Rolling Stone reader poll placed it among the worst songs of the decade. By 2022, New Zealand authorities were reportedly using it on a playlist designed to drive away protesters outside Parliament, confirming its status as sonic weaponry. The weapon, however, had already conquered the world. Macarena spent 14 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, one of the longest runs in the chart's history, shifting 14 million copies globally. The dance appeared at the 1996 Democratic National Convention and at the Atlanta Olympics. Los del Río were a middle-aged flamenco act from Seville. They had never expected any of this, neither had the rest of the planet. Number 6. Barbie Girl by Aqua. When Rolling Stone polled its readers in 2011 to find the worst song of the 90s, they did not choose Macarena. They chose Barbie Girl by Aqua, the Danish-Norwegian Europop group, as the most regrettable recording of an entire decade. The song features a plastic-voiced female vocal, a squeaky male counterpart, and lyrics about being a doll in a fantasy world. Critics lined up to declare it a low point for popular music. Toy manufacturer Mattel filed a lawsuit against Aqua's label MCA Records over the song, though the case was ultimately dismissed, with a judge memorably telling both sides to chill. The song hit number 1 across Europe and reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, charting in over 24 countries. The video has since surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. Barbie is still in her box. Before we continue, which of these songs drove you the most crazy back in the day? Do you remember where you first heard one of them? On the radio? At a school dance? Or somewhere else entirely? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 5. Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas. The song was originally meant to be a B-side to Douglas's track, I Want to Give You My Everything. Producer Biddu had hired Douglas to record the A-side, then needed something quick for the flip. Douglas pitched several lyric sets, and Biddu chose the Kung Fu theme without taking it seriously. With studio time nearly gone, the entire track was captured in 2 takes and just 10 minutes. It went on to sell 11 million records worldwide, topping the charts in the UK, the United States, Australia, and Canada, and reaching the top of the Soul Singles chart. Douglas did return to the charts. Dance the Kung Fu reached number 48 on the Hot 100 and number 35 in the UK, and Run Back peaked at number 25 in the UK in 1977. 10 minutes in a studio, 11 million records, one of the most accidental smash hits ever recorded.
It's a little bit frightening, but it's all the expert timing.
Number 4. I'm Too Sexy by Right, said Fred.
Too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
Two bald brothers from London recorded a song about a male model who considers himself too attractive for virtually everything in his life, including his cat. Music journalists were bemused, radio programmers were baffled. The concept was so absurdly simple that serious critique felt like overkill. The brothers Richard and Fred Fairbrass had formed Right Said Fred in 1989, and I'm Too Sexy was released as their debut single in 1991.
Model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk.
None of that mattered. I'm Too Sexy topped the US Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks and reached number 2 in the UK, held off for weeks by Bryan Adams. It also topped charts across multiple countries worldwide. Rolling Stone included it on their list of one-hit wonders that defined an era. Right Said Fred never replicated the success, but the song has appeared in films, commercials, and television shows continuously for more than 3 decades. The model is still working.
Too sexy for the land, too sexy for the land, New York and Jump.
Number 3. Rock Me Amadeus by Falco.
1980 und es war irgendwie no plastic money anymore. Die Banken gegen ihn, woher die Schulden kamen, war wohl jeder.
An Austrian pop singer rapping in German about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was not a pitch any label would have greenlit in 1985. Falco, born Johann Holzel in Vienna, had already scored a European hit with Der Kommissar. But Rock Me Amadeus represented something almost absurd in its ambition. an electronic dance track celebrating an 18th century classical composer, performed in a language spoken by fewer than 100 million people on Earth.
Hatte Schulden, denn toll, doch ihn liebten alle Frauen und jede rief, mir kann man Rock Me Amadeus.
Rock Me Amadeus became the only German-language single in history to reach #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, hitting the top spot in March 1986. It also topped the charts in the UK, Canada, West Germany, and Austria. The album Falco 3 was a massive worldwide success, reaching #3 on the US Billboard 200. Falco died in a road accident in the Dominican Republic in February 1998 at age 40, before he could fully witness his song's lasting cultural footprint. The Mozart tribute outlived its author by decades.
1780 und es war in Wien noch Plastic Money anymore, die Banken gegen ihn, woher die Schulden kamen.
Number 2, Mickey by Tony Basil. Multiple labels passed on a song built around a cheerleading chant, performed by a 38-year-old choreographer dressed in a full cheerleading uniform targeting a fictional boy named Mickey. Those same labels looked foolish once it charted. Critics dismissed the chorus as a relentless sings-along with almost no harmonic depth. The irony is that Tony Basil was a serious creative figure, having choreographed for both David Bowie and the Talking Heads before recording this. Mickey reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on December 11, 1982, and became a top 10 hit in Australia, Canada, Ireland, and New Zealand. Basil never returned to the US Top 40, making it one of the most unexpected one-shot stories in pop history. The song has been licensed to sports broadcasts and films so consistently that it earns royalties long after most people have forgotten Basil's name. Mickey, however, never forgets.
When you say you will, it always means you won't. You're giving me the chills, baby, please, baby.
Number 1, Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Some simply remind him of the best times.
15, Years of Anarchist Punk Credibility. Album covers that mocked the music industry. A band that had publicly criticized artists for selling out, released records on an independent label, and built a following among anti-establishment fans. Then, in August 1997, Chumbawamba released Tub Thumping, a song structured around a single repeated hook about getting knocked down and getting back up again, backed by drinking song chants.
Get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Their fan base was stunned. The music press was bewildered. Tub Thumping hit #6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reached #2 in the UK, topping the charts in Canada, Australia, Ireland, Italy, and New Zealand. The album Tub Thumper peaked at #3 on the US Billboard 200 and was certified triple platinum in the United States. The band donated a portion of royalties to various activist causes, but the song remains a defining example of a band creating its most enduring work by abandoning everything it once stood for.